Hey everybody, it's Teresa here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm participating in the Traci Reed October YouTube Hop, and we are featuring the brand new Goldenrod digital kit from Traci Reed, and so I hope that you will follow along with all of the designers, all of the scrapbookers who are participating in this hop today. And I wanted to share with you what I decided to do with the Goldenrod collection. And so I'm gonna just not even spare an ounce of modesty and just say that I went off the rails. And so when I received the Goldenrod collection, I opened all the files as I normally do and just sort of sat with this kit for a while. And I realized that it needed its own album. And so that's exactly what I decided to do. I decided to create a November gratitude album with this kit. And so I want to do 30 days of gratitude in this notebook. I'm hoping to do it with just the one kit, but of course, you know, you can add any products that you wish, but I felt like there are enough pattern papers and journal cards in this kit that it makes it a perfect candidate for this type of album. The key to success is setting up your album in advance, and I am using a form of foundation pages. If you have ever done December Daily, then you are probably familiar with the concept of foundation pages. And it's basically pre-building your album. And there are, of course, a lot of different ways that you can pre-build an album. This is going to probably feel familiar to you if you've watched my December Daily processes throughout 2016 and 2017 and 2018 to some extent, where I did build each page and added numbers to each page. My one advice with doing it that way, that's how I'm going to approach this album. My one advice with doing it that way is to see the product all as neutral, because the most common feedback I get from setting up foundation pages, and especially assigning page numbers, is that, well, what if I come to that day and I don't like what I've used for that day? And I have a thought, a really important thought that came to me. You know how when September and October rolls around and you decorate your house for Halloween, and then December rolls around and you decorate your house for Christmas. You know how those decorations, you live your life and those decorations are there all day and all night and throughout the month until you take them down. And all of your life stories happen in that context. And our albums can kind of be viewed as the same way. All of our life stories happen in the context of the weather's cold, or getting colder. Hopefully the leaves are changing, things are slowing down, we're starting to take on a more reflective attitude towards the year and thinking more about what we want to take with us from this year in the future. And we don't take down the decorations just to live our normal everyday lives, and so we don't have to take down the fall leaves to tell the stories of our everyday life and what's happening around us. So I don't know if that's helpful to anyone or not, but I thought I would share that little thought. And then without any further ado, I'll just share with you, this is the Citrus Twist Life Crafted album, and it happens to be a goldenrod color. And so this is a 4x8 page size, or 4 1/4 by 8 1/4 page size. It's a really nice photo size, and not only that, but if you put in a full page photo, it's 5x8, and that's a nice, generous photo size if you're doing full page photos. There's also the ability to add 3x4 divided pocket pages. And of course, I'll be adding transparencies and vellums as well, and just the different bits and bobs that come into my existence throughout this process. And so what I'm doing is I'm kind of mid-process right now, and so I have about 11 days ready to go, and I wanted to stop and film at this juncture because it's something, I have something to show you about how I pulled this album together. And so the first thing I did was I printed out all of the Traveler's Notebook papers and the journal cards from the Goldenrod kit. And I also printed and cut all of the stickers and all of the die cuts. I printed and cut the numbers 0 to 30, alternating the colors that they're in, and I also printed out the number coins. Let me see if I can get a couple out here to show you. I call these coins, and they're the numbers that Traci designed to go with this album. They're perfect for Halloween, they're perfect for fall stories, perfect for a gratitude album just like this. And so once I printed everything out, one thing that I wanted to say is that this collection is perfect for a variety of different stories, and Traci has mentioned that that was her intention with this kit. So fall stories, Halloween stories, scary ghost stories, fall leaves, sweater weather. She's got you covered with this. So the first thing I did was I kind of took out all of the Halloween items and created another unexpected layout with the Halloween products from this collection, but that left a really beautiful assortment of journal cards and Traveler's Notebook papers that work beautifully for fall. And so once they were all printed out, then I sort of gathered them into different, what I call color stories. And so, for example, the ones in this pile, what you'll find in this pile is a lot of this sort of colorway, this mint colorway, a little extra pink added in there, this one. And so this is sort of the mint the mint pile, and added a little vellum to go with that. Of course, I've already taken some things from that, so it looked a little different at the beginning, but I think you get the idea. This one has the little mint floral, this floral journal card, a little bit of gray in there, the kind of rainbow pattern paper, and this tag paper. And then I also added a little polka dot transparency to go with that pile. This one had some of the more orange colors in it, so I pulled a little heart transparency for that one. And this one I created myself, just layering all of the solids and spacing them out, and printed that out. A bit of yellow, a bit of that coral pink, a little black and white plaid. Every color story needs a little black and white plaid, and then some of the journaling cards that go with those as well. And then let's see, those are just a couple of transparencies I have sitting around. And then all of these cards with the leaves on them, I put them in their little pile over here. So that little yellow check was beautiful with that buffalo plaid. Some of the leaf cards, and then another little vellum. And like I said, there were more in there to begin with, and I've been pulling from them and adding them into the album just as I come to each day. And so one of the things I wanted to say is when you're sitting down and you're looking at the first page or the day one and you're going, what do I want to do? Well, there are cues that you can take from the product itself. And so I mentioned that there were the numbers that Traci created, and they're available in 6 different colorways, I think. Gorgeous numbers. And I went through and printed them 0 to 30, and I alternated the colors that I printed each day in. So day one is, I'm trying to think what day one was. It's in here. No, it's actually not in here. Okay. Well, day 3 was this coral pink color. Day 4 was the teal color. And I just alternated going through each of the colorways. And that helps to set a color for that day. Now, you don't have to use these numbers for each day. Of course, there was the other set of numbers that Traci designed, and so these coins, and what you'll see when you look at each of these coins is they're like a pink circle set onto a pattern paper. And so that pattern paper can be a direction that you can take for that day. So day 1 has this plaid, and so in theory you could build day 1 around that plaid. And so let the product guide some of your product choices in that way, and that can help make it easier. So for my opening page, I had this older transparency. I think it was from Pink Paisley from a couple years ago, and it just seemed to have sort of similar colors to what Traci was using in the Goldenrod collection. So that's my opening page. I used 2022 and the little wood piece as a automatic here's where we are in human history kind of page. And then I anticipate that I'll probably, in the month of October, at some point, we'll probably take a picture of myself and my husband, myself and my family, or something to go there. And then a little just sort of opening statement here that says, welcome to this album. And so then for day 1, I'm using the back of this page protector. And so I'll do another 6x4 or 4x6 vertical photo, space for some journaling here or a stamped sentiment. And then I also layered these little tags 1, 2, 3 onto the leaf pattern paper here, just to provide some space for some thoughts for the beginning of the month. Day 2 is the back of a full page protector and a divided page protector. And so I started with the number 2 coin is on the back of the leaf pattern paper. So there's gray and all of the colors included on that number. So I used the rainbow journaling card and this little Season of Memories title card, and then of course the full page photo will go here. For day 3 is the back of the 3x4 page protector, and so I have space for a photo here. I also could use this for the photo as well, and then I added a little filler card here just to sort of give some more words to the layout. and start to develop that story for that day. Day 4 is a transparency and the back of the full-size page protector and the little orange and white stripe. This has a bit of Halloween feel. One of the orange and white striped pattern paper gives that feel, plus this orange and black and white Polaroid gives that feel. But I think that there will still be plenty of fall feelings and everything that make this work beautifully. And I wanted to use these little Polaroid frames, or Polaroid inspired frames. I want to be careful about that. To house the photos for this day. And so yes, it will dictate that I take more than one photo that day, or that I take one photo from different angles to accomplish this page, and that's fine. I should be able to accomplish that pretty easily. On the back of the transparency, I put a journal card that I cut down and pattern paper that I cut down, and then also the little journaling frame. And then this is another page where you can see how I took inspiration from the number, and so it is housed on this pattern paper. I put a little layer of golden vellum underneath the coin to sort of separate it from the pattern paper. And then this is a spot for my photo for that day. And then I repeated that pattern over here on this side so that it's all pulled together pretty beautifully, pretty well. All right, day 6 is kind of a fun little juxtaposition here. And so I started with the little pattern paper, this little white daisy on the golden background, and I had a little wood piece in my stash that says sweater weather, and a little bit of fur trim, and then this of course is the spot for my photo. And what you can do on the day of is just print out your photo and adhere it directly on top. You can leave a little bit of a white border here. You could also, you know, split this in two if you wanted to put 2 photos in your layout. So that gives a bit of flexibility there. The number 6 has that golden pattern paper. So again, taking cues from the coins there. I also added a little tab so that you would know to flip that page. And I used the little Fall is in the Air filler card as kind of a title. And so day 7 is the back of the 3x4 page protector. I used the little black and white buffalo check tab, and it had this coral kind of pink color on the label, and so that drove the decisions for the rest of this page. The journal card has that color as well. There's a pumpkin that sort of takes that pink coral into the more orange, and of course the pumpkins are repeated in the pattern paper here, and the orange shows up in the number. I did bring in a wood grain, wood veneer number here for number 7, and so that introduces kind of a third number set that you can repeat throughout. Day 8 is the back of the full page protector and a transparency. And so what I anticipate doing here is possibly, of course, put the photo here and put the journaling here, or put the photo on the transparency and put the journaling here. Either way. And so that kind of gives the flexibility. Basically for each page, what you want is a space for your photo, of course, a space for your number, and a space for your journaling, and some kind of title or word art is always a good idea too. Day 9 is the back of the transparency and a full page protector. And so I brought in this beautiful multicolored buffalo check. It coordinates because these will be seen together. So it coordinates beautifully with this black floral, and also provides some opportunities for multiple colors. And of course, the 9 happened to be this pink coral color, and so I used a little floral embellishment as well that featured that pink coral color as well. Day 10 was particularly fun, and so Traci's intention for this ticket pattern paper is to document in the month of October, but it also works for day 10, even in a different month. So my idea was to use the pattern paper in the full page protector, and then also use the tickets, the die cut tickets, and I layered them on top of a star transparency carrying through the star theme that shows up on the pattern paper. And this transparency is from Pretty Little Studio, and that also carries out, it's sort of, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's sort of black and mint stars. So again, sort of bringing in a variety of different colors and extending that color palette. For day 11, which is as far as I've gotten right now, it's the back of that transparency. And so I may do a photo here or a photo strip here or something like that would be fun. And then I've got a title card and my number card here using the number 11. I took the number 11 as a jumping off point, but I also knew I had the black here, the black stars, and so I incorporated the black and the mint here in this card, and then this is the gray, and it just sort of the gray sort of toned down the black a bit, I felt like. So my steps going forward are to just keep plugging along and inserting product into these photos. There were 20 solid page protectors, or just full page protectors in the album to begin with, and so that's part of why I've alternated with the 3x4 inserts and the vellums and transparencies, just to fill that out and make it a full 30 page album. So thank you so much for watching today. Again, I hope that you will check out the hop and follow along with the other scrapbookers, and of course Traci herself as well. And there's so much inspiration for using this collection. I hope that this has given you a good overall look at these beautiful pattern papers. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this kit, and I look forward to seeing what you make as well. Check back with me. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, because I will be continuing to complete the foundation pages, and I will also continue to share throughout the month of November how this album project is coming along, probably once a week in November, and so I hope you'll follow along for that. Thanks again, and I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.